Hello, I'm Graham Horton and I hope everyone's having a great day. Got another product review for you, and it's for the Neewer 4-inch magnetic vlog display. Now if you're a content creator or vlogger, you know the problem of using the back camera for vlogging. You can't see what you're shooting. If you use the front face camera, that's obviously a low resolution, so it's not ideal for getting the best quality results. So you want to be using the back camera, but unfortunately you can't see what you're shooting. Now there are smartphone monitors out there, but these are just glorified mirrors. If you want to leverage the 4K 120 frames per second from our flagship smartphones, be it Android or iOS, then you need a device which doesn't bottleneck your workflow. And that's why I'm taking a look at the Neewer M4C unit. Now the Neewer M4C promises zero latency lag. Let's see how that stacks up in the real world against the specification. As usual, a full disclaimer, I was provided this product by Neewer to review for you, but if you've seen my product reviews before, you know it's a no-nonsense review. I don't take scripts, I'm not told what I can and cannot say. What you see in this video are my own personal thoughts. If there are issues with the products, then I'll let you know about them in the video. Neewer haven't seen this before it's been published. Now, first of all, a word about displays. Not all displays are created equal. Some of these displays you'll get for your smartphones are HDMI field monitors, but the M4C is actually a different type. It is what's called the USB-C DP alt mode, so it gives you a direct digital connection between your smartphone and the device, and hence that zero latency. Let's have a look at the device and we'll take you through some of the features of this unit. So you can see here on my desktop the actual display. This is the box that it comes in, and the three phones that I've been testing this device on. So we've got the iPhone 17 Pro Max, we've got Google Pixel 9 Pro, and we've got the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. The device works with all three of these. Different situations with each monitor, but I'll show you the way to overcome that with each of these devices. So let's unbox this and have a closer look. So this is the Neewer Basics M4C Magnetic Selfie Monitor screen. Rather unassuming box. The only information you've got are 3 QR codes on the side to access their TikTok page, the main website of Neewer.com, and their Facebook page. But let's have a look at the product itself. Inside the box you'll find the M4C screen. Again, it's a 4-inch diameter, 400 nit screen brightness, 800 by 400 pixel display. Just take that out for one moment. In the lower compartment you'll find the necessary components for this system. So the main thing is this USB-C to USB-C cable, and it is a special type. It's one that has what's called class 2, which will allow the data from your smartphone to be connected to the M4C. It won't work with the standard USB-C cable. If you're going to try that for using this at extended distance, you'll need the special type, which is called type 2. You'll find a basic instruction guide in the box to help you set it up if you need that. There is a remote control shutter which you'll find useful when you've got mounted this on a tripod or a light stand, or if you're using it on a gimbal or something like that. It allows you to start and stop video recording. One thing I do like about this is the little tab on here which is a warning about the button cell that's in here. Keep this locked so it's not going to be accessed by small children with the probability that they'll swallow that, which can be fatal. So a nice warning there, nice health and safety measure from Neewer on that one. There's the instruction manual for that in the box as well, but it's a simple case of connecting this by Bluetooth to your smartphone, and then with the button here you can either start and stop recording if you're in the video mode, or take photos if you're in the photo mode. So let's have a look at the device itself. So again, it's a metal frame with a plastic back, which is usual for these types of thing, and we've got 3 buttons and 3 ports. So let's have a look at the buttons first of all. On this side we've got a button which allows you to change the aspect ratio if you like, or zoom in on the screen. I'll show you that in a moment. 2 steps of brightness for the display. And on the other side, the most important button, the power on off, and the button here which doubles up to rotate the screen. So you've got mirroring and flipping available on that button. Now we'll look at the ports. This one is the USB-C peripheral port, if you like, and it allows you to connect things like a wireless microphone into there. So if you do happen to have a wireless microphone system, I've got here the Neewer KM18, which is a wireless lavalier microphone system. That would plug in the side of the unit like so. It would get power from the device, and then your transmitter will transmit the audio and will be transferred through the M4C back to your smartphone in real time, so you don't get any audio delay. On the base of the unit are two more ports. One is marked host and the other is got the lightning symbol. The host is the one that will connect between the M4C and your smartphone to carry the data from the video, and this one is a pass-through charging port. So the device doesn't have an internal lithium-ion battery, so it is if you like, parasite on your main phone. It will take power from there up to the order of about 3 watts. So again, if you're shooting 4K 120 frames per second video, you're probably going to need an external power bank to power this device and power your phone at the same time. On the back of the device, you'll find you've got the MagSafe ring here with the anti-rotation tab. So that is designed so that it will magnetically attach to your smartphone. It will only work with smartphones that have got the USB-C type port on there. So we're talking about the iPhone 15, 16 and 17. It will work also on the Google Pixel series. So this is the Pixel 9 XL. Again, it's got the MagSafe ring and the anti-rotation tab. And it will also work with your Android phones, such as this one is the Google S24 Ultra. Now there is a caveat in using that, and I'll explain that when we get to the main video. So let's just put that one aside. But again, it doesn't have the MagSafe ring, so you have to attach a ring actually provided in the kit with the M4C. You just need to stick that on the back if you don't have a case which has got the MagSafe component on there. But the Samsung Galaxy doesn't have that natively. You have to attach this ring. So with the device, it will MagSafe connect to the device. So if I just place that over there, it will snap in place, and the anti-rotation tab stops it from rotating around. Now we just need to connect the phone to the device, and again use that Type-C cable. So that will plug into the host socket and then plug into your smartphone at the bottom. See, it's got power. We got the Neewer Power Up logo, and now we're waiting for a video signal from the phone. At the moment it's showing no signal because we've not got the phone. It's in its lock mode. So I'm just going to unlock the phone and put it in photo mode. So we've got the main camera now in photo mode. Let's just switch over to video. So we're in 4K 25 frames per second, and if we look on the device now, you can see that I've got the camera mounted, which is obviously upside down, but we're getting the feed to the M4C with the correct orientation because we've got that facility to flip it round. If you turn the camera the other way around, then obviously you're in the correct orientation for the camera, and again you can flip the image left to right with the button. So if I just press the rotate button, which is here on the top of the device, if I press that once, you can see we get 180 degrees rotation, so we can actually flip that left to right and make it the right way around for the video. You don't have to go into the system menu of your phone to be able to do that, so it gives you that advantage. If I show you the main screen at the moment, you can see me, I'm the right way up, and it's the same orientation as you're seeing on the device here. So you're seeing what the camera's seeing. The ratio button here allows you to expand that so you can zoom in if you wanted to check focus. You can see that on the monitor there. So that's with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. It will work obviously on any of the versions of smartphone from 15 to 17, and you get the same effect. Now obviously if you're going to be holding this for any period of time, it's going to be quite a weighty object, so what I would tend to do is to put a smartphone clamp on there and a handle to hold it, and I'll just show you that in a moment. So you can now see that I've mounted the Manfrotto clamp on the phone. It's obviously going to partly obscure your main screen, so if you want to set up any settings on there, you'll probably find that you're going to have to move the phone left to right because you're partly obscuring the center there. You've still got access to the main settings and the video start and stop record, which is over here, so you've got those options. And to start and stop recording, of course, you're going to be using the Bluetooth remote control to start your recording. So it does give you the facility to hold and manage this better than just holding it with your fingers, because your fingers tend to touch the screen and your screen will then change to previews or whatever. You'll probably find it's going to be a nuisance. So mounting a small clamp on there and a handle is going to give you a better result for your production. So that's with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Let's just mount this on the Google Pixel, and I'll show you one of the things you might have to change to enable you to use the Google Pixel device. So I've mounted the M4C on the Google Pixel 9 here, magnetically attached as before. I've plugged in the USB-C cable to the host port on the device. I'm now going to plug that into the Google Pixel 9. When you see this happen, you plug the USB-C lead in there. The Pixel then will ask you, do you want to mirror the external display, and you say mirror display. So that will now transfer the video from the phone over to the M4C, as you can see here. Now if we're going to be using this to record video or take photographs, let me just put this into the camera mode. So put it into the camera mode. We'll switch over to video. Right, so I'm going to turn the phone around. With the Google Pixels, you do have the opportunity to set in the camera to ultra wide, wide or telephoto. So you're going to be using the wide setting normally, and we're in the photo mode, so I'm going to switch over to video. You can change the video settings. We're in 4K at the moment, and we're now ready to shoot video. So you can see the image from the camera on the screen there. There is an offset obviously because you've got the camera on the right hand side and you're viewing from here, so you have to sort of orientate the camera a little bit more towards you to get the framing right. And if we look at the main screen, you can see the framing that we've got on the main screen is the same framing that we've got on the camera you're seeing here. Obviously to start and stop recording, you're going to be using the Bluetooth shutter. The last camera I want to talk about is the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. It doesn't have the built-in MagSafe, so I've had to attach this ring to enable me to mount the M4C on the device. But there are some issues with the Samsung Galaxy range of cameras, so let me just mount this on the device. So let's magnetically attach to that ring that I've mounted from the kit. I will connect the host and the Samsung Galaxy together. Notice we've got the power up logo from the camera. Again, no signal because we're not connected. Let me just power up the device and we'll go into the camera mode. It says it's connected to an external device. So hopefully I can show you this the right way around. So we'll look on the webcam here. So what you're seeing on the main Samsung Galaxy display is the image, the correct orientation. But if I show you what the camera is seeing, you'll see that we've got the overlay of the Samsung DeX. So the first thing you need to do is to turn off the DeX control. So go into there, go into your settings, under your connected devices you've got Samsung DeX, and turn that off. And then exit DeX. Go back to the main screen, open the camera again, just touch the screen, that's why you should have the clamp on there. Let's start the camera again. Notice this time it's flipped to the horizontal mode, and I've not been able to find a way of stopping it doing that. So that is one issue that I'm going to have to work on and find a solution. If you use Blackmagic Cinema Cam, you can enable portrait orientation, and that will give you the correct alignment. But sometimes when you switch the camera, you'll get this horizontal mode, and you can't change the display on the M4C to give you the portrait mode. It's always in landscape. So that I need to work on. Well, finally, a word about trying to mount this Neewer M4C on your phone and mount that in a gimbal. You'll probably find that if you've got the standard gimbal for your smartphone like this DJI Osmo Mobile, if I just show you on the webcam, the problem you'll have is the distance is fixed between the phone clamp and the pivot arm. So once you've got the M4C mounted on your phone with that cable, you're not going to get enough space here to balance the gimbal. So that type of gimbal is probably going to be out for you. What you'll need is something like the Vlog Pocket or similar gimbals like the OM system I got on the table. This is the Vlog Pocket from Fayotech, and it's got this cranked arm, so it means you can actually mount the phone with the rear facing camera towards you. The M4C is mounted on there, and you've got plenty of room on the right hand side with the cables. It does mean you've got to mount the camera the wrong way up, but you can obviously flip that in your production, so it will work. As you can see here on the system, see, camera is going to be recording everything upside down, but you flip that with the mirroring facility on the M4C, so you can actually see yourself, and you can use your gimbal as you would normally for your recording. So hopefully that will convince you that you can use the M4C on a gimbal, providing it has the cranked arm rather than the standard arm. So that is how you would use the gimbal with that type. If you've got a older style, and this is the Fayotech's G6 Max, which is designed for mirrorless cameras, but again with a phone clamp mounted in the frame, you can again use this to shoot your video, and again the camera will be the right way up in this case with the mount for your M4C facing you, so you're going to be able to see what you're shooting in that way. Again, the cable distance is going to be sufficient on this side, and you can actually mount the camera and balance it with this type of gimbal, as the payload is more substantial than with the ordinary phone clamp. So that is how you would use your M4C on a gimbal. Hopefully that's been useful. So there you are, that's the Neewer M4C magnetic couple display for your smartphones. Quite a useful device. If there are some issues with it, I think the buttons need to stand more proud of the frame. It's rather difficult to touch that. If you had gloves on, there's been no way you could push those buttons in. So I think those need to be a little bit more proud. And again, the magnetic mount is okay if your phone supports it, but like with this Samsung Galaxy, when you attach the ring to the back, when the phone heats up, that adhesive softens and it peels off. So I've had that happen a couple of times. So I really need to get a case with a MagSafe ring for this device. Apart from that, no issues with the device. It seems to work quite well. Gives you accurate framing and the ability to check your focus. Again, links to this product will be in the video description below. Hope you found that useful. Thanks very much for watching. Please do take care, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Goodbye for now.